Hello, my name is Angie, and welcome to my little corner of the internet. We are going to be doing my favorite things to watch and my favorite things to make. We are going to be doing the August TBR today. So, to do the August TBR, we are actually going to be using a spinner wheel. And how it's going to work is I'll spin the prompt that's on there is how we will choose our book from any of these shelves. We aren't limiting to a certain one on these shelves, just from these shelves specifically. So I think I'm going to choose about 6 books, but I also do already have 2 pre-planned. So let's go over the 2 that are pre-planned right now. So the first one, which I will probably more than likely be listening to the audiobook of, and because it is over 800 pages, we are only going to be reading half this month. So preemptively, only 400 pages of this will be read. But that is going to be House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas. Now, to catch you up, I've already read ACOTAR, we've read Throne of Glass, and I am just about to finish the first book in the Crescent City series. And I'm really excited for this one. I hear this one is everybody's favorite in the series, and sometimes it makes this series their favorite out of all 3. I am interested to see how I will feel about it. With the first book, I feel like it was a little hard to get into, like everybody said, but listening to the dramatic audiobook version of it did make the experience much better. I wouldn't say it's as good as ACOTAR or Throne of Glass for me at this time, but I also feel like it's a completely different series. Like, it doesn't feel the same to me. It's very dystopian. I do like the subject matter of it, but I wouldn't say this is going to be a 5-star book for me. I don't know. I haven't finished it yet, but I think it could sit around 3 to 4, just depending on how I think the ending goes. But I am really excited for this because everybody says like this is like the make or break book for them. So I'm super excited. And then the other book that I already have pre-picked. So last year I wrapped a ton of books for myself. I wrapped one for each month. And so I don't remember what any of them are, but today we'll be opening my August. Don't mind my little bee. I am not the best drawer. I would say this is the best drawing I have in the whole stack, which is saying something. But let's go ahead and open this and see what the second book on the TBR is going to be for this month. I'm super excited. Okay, so dun, 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 An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. Now, when this book originally came out, before it was pre-published in these, I believe I read this. I believe I read this back in when I was in high school, so maybe 2015 to 2019, that range. I believe it's been out that long. Yes, it looks like it came out in 2015. So, yes, so I believe I have read this, but I don't remember what it was about at all. So, to me, this is going to be like reading an entirely new book, and I'm kind of excited for it. So, let's discuss it. Under the Marshall Empire, defiance is met with death. Layla and her family do not challenge the Empire. They've seen what happens to those that do. But when Layla's brother is arrested for treason, she is forced to make a decision. In exchange for help from some rebels who promise rescue for her brother, she will risk anything to spy from them within the Empire's greatest military academy. There, Lila meets Elias, the school's finest soldier, and secretly is the most unwilling. He and Lila will soon realize that their destinies are intertwined and that their choices will change the fate of the Empire itself. So, reading that synopsis actually gave me a little bit of a flashback. Again, I don't remember the whole chunk of it, but I do remember some scenes now. And that honestly makes me all the more excited to read it. I believe I rated this pretty highly, but I also Back when I was in high school, everything got a good rating. Like nothing ever got a bad rating except for like a couple romance books, and I think that's because I wasn't into romance back then. But I'm so excited for this. Okay, so that's number 2. Now we're gonna spin a wheel and we're gonna see what we get from our shelves. Okay, so that landed right here, which is summer in the title. So I have several on my shelves. I made sure that there was books with summer in the title on the shelf. So I believe these are the books that have summer in the title. So let's go through them really quickly. So we have Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan. We have The Summer Job by Lizzie Dent. The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. And Jackpot Summer by Alyssa Friedland. So out of those, I would say, honestly, I think this one. This one just sounds fun and interesting. So let me read you the synopsis. The 4 Jacobson children were raised to respect the value of a dollar. Their mother reused tea bags and refused to pay retail. Their father taught them to budget before he taught them how to ride a bike. And yet, now that they're adults, their financial lives are in disarray. The siblings reunite when their newly widowed father puts their Jersey Shore beach house on the market. Packing up the childhood memories isn't easy, especially when there's a drama brewing. Matthew is miserable at his corporate law job and wishes he had more time with his son. Laura's marriage is imploding in this spectacular fashion. Sophie's art career is stalled while her boyfriend's is on the rise. And Noah's total failure to launch him doing tech repair for pennies. When Noah sees an ad for a Powerball drawing, he and his sister go in on tickets while their brother Matthew passes. All hell breaks loose when one of the tickets is a winner, and 3 of the 4 Jacobsons become overnight millionaires. Without their mother's guidance and their father busy playing pickleball in a Florida retirement village, the once close-knit siblings search for comfort in shiny new toys instead of each other. It's not long before the Jacobsons start to realize they'll never feel rich unless they can pull their family back together. So, it sounds pretty interesting. I've never read anything about a Powerball drawing. I love the cover though. I think this is adorable. I originally actually heard of this when Destiny Sidwell received an arc of it, and they sent like a little lottery scratcher as like a bookmark, which I think is so cool. And I don't think she really liked it that much, but I don't know. It just sounded good to me, so I wanted to pick it up just to see um, if I would feel differently about it. So I'm super excited for this. Okay, most looking forward to. This is actually so exciting because last month I got least looking forward to, and I didn't read it. But I'm so excited to get most looking forward to this time. So let's look through. Okay, so I may have went book shopping yesterday, but one of the books I grabbed, I am actually really looking forward to reading just because it sounds so interesting. And that would be Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. I actually haven't read her other series, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, but I just could not pass this up when I saw like people talk about it. Let me show you this. This is a Walmart exclusive, so I don't know if this is on every copy. I assume it is, but the end papers are brain scans and then just random like pumpkins and a shovel. I believe this does take place around Halloween, so maybe it would be better to read in the fall, but I'm just really looking forward to this. And then this is like not quite like other hardcovers, like it's got like this shiny material on it. But this is the front, and then this is the back. And if you haven't heard what this is about yet, in 7 days, Jet Mason will be dead. Jet is the daughter of one of the wealthiest families in Woodstock, Vermont. 27-year-old, living back with her parents, she's still waiting for her life to begin. I'll do it later, she's always saying. She has time. That is, until Halloween night when she is violently attacked by an unseen intruder, suffering a catastrophic head injury. Doctors are certain within a week the injury will trigger a deadly aneurysm. Jet never thought of herself as having enemies, but now she looks at everyone in a new light. Her family, her former best friend turned sister-in-law, and her ex-boyfriend. She has just 7 days, and all of her as her condition deteriorates, she only has her childhood friend Billy for help. But nevertheless, she is absolutely determined to finally finish something. Jet will solve her own murder. So this actually sounds so good. When I first heard people talking about this, I thought they were saying like she was in a coma and would solve her own murder like as a ghost. Which I didn't like that idea, but now that it kind of is more she is alive, like she's just gonna have like this aneurysm and pass away in 7 days, and she's like a walking, talking person up till this point. I do think that's quite interesting. Now, if it's the friend Billy that is the murderer, I feel like that's quite cliche. I mean, it mentions him specifically by name in the synopsis, so I feel like he is going to have some big part of the story, so I'm really hoping he isn't the murderer. But like I said, I don't know anything about it, so it's quite possible. People say her thrillers and her mysteries are really good, so I'm feeling that's probably not going to be it. Like maybe she's throwing us towards that idea so that she can surprise us in the end. But I am so excited for this. I feel like I haven't read a thriller for a while, so this is going to be so fun. So this is spin number 5. Oh, that was not good. Let's try again. Random Kindle draw. So what this is this is a TBR for Kindle Unlimited, and I am trying to make an effort to utilize my Kindle Unlimited subscription at minimum once per month because I do really like reading my physical books. So, in an effort to do that, I put that as a prompt. That way, when I get it, I can add that Kindle book to my TBR. Now, I feel like I have been better about reading my Kindle Unlimited books far more than I used to, but I still like to have it on there. Now, I didn't read the draw that I got for Kindle last month, so it has went back into the TBR. So these are all Kindle Unlimited books that I wish to read. I looked these up about 2 or 3 months ago, so they all should still be on Kindle Unlimited, but if they're not, I'll just take them off and replace them with something else. Trying to really get a good mix up in here. So I'm going to try and draw from the bottom. Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that on the TBR. I'm filming with my phone, so I can't really tell you what it's about, but it's probably a lit fic, if I had to guess. I think that's what she's known for. So we're putting that on the TBR. We're going to go ahead, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to pick our 6th, and I think we're going to pick a 7th because I love to have options. And my goal is to actually read every book I put on my TBR. Okay, over 400 pages. Great. Okay, so my mic quit working again, so we're going micless. So if you hear any weird noises, pretend you don't. But the two we're going between for over 400 pages are Throne of Secrets by Carrie Maniscalco, which is the second one to the Prince of Lies series, I believe is what it's called. And then Arcane Academy by Elise Kova. I am so excited about both of these. This one is the first in a series. This one is the second in the series. I know everybody's probably screaming at me to pick Arcane Academy because it's brand new. But I think I want to pick Throne of Secrets because I have waited so long to read it, and I gave the first book 5 stars, and I think it's gonna be so fun. So I can read this to you because I believe they're interconnected standalones, so this shouldn't spoil anything, and if it does, I'll just cut it out. Love is the most dangerous adventure after all. Gabriel Axton, the Prince of Gluttony, self-proclaimed rakes of race, lives for indulgence. But when a hunt takes a deadly turn, he realizes something is very wrong in his demon court. With the clock ticking, he must turn to the one person who can uncover the truth. A journalist he has spent decades avoiding. Adriana St. Lucian has been on the hunt for years. If she could just report something as damning about Gabriel Axton, she knows others would finally see the no-good demon as she does. But she never expected to turn up a rumor too terrifying to be believed, and soon Adriana's investigation leads her to the place she dreads the most, Axton's infamous court. To stop darkness from falling over their kingdom, Axton and Adriana will have to unite against an escalating danger. But with each holding tight to their own secrets, can they find the truth before it's too late? And what will they do with an equally troubling rumor that they might all not hate one another after all? So this sounds so fun, such a fun, I'm just hoping it's just as great as the second, or just as great as the first one, because I loved the first one. And this is the Fairy Loot edition. I don't actively have a Fairy Loot subscription anymore, but I was able to get this one because I purchased the first one, which I'm so excited about because I love having matching editions. And I think it's so beautiful. That officially makes 6 books, but I think I'm gonna spend for a 7th just for fun. Okay, so it's hard for me to read because I rewrote it with a purple marker and then forgot what I wrote. So that pick was a book from last month that didn't get read. Most of them didn't get read because I was in this huge reading slump, but generally I try to finish my entire TBR. Like, I try not to leave a stone unturned. But let's go over books from last month that weren't read. Okay, so these are the 3 books that are popping out to me as unread. So this was my Wrapped book last month, which I should have read first. I should really prioritize the Wrapped books because I told myself I'd read them every month. But this is The Art of Catching Feelings by Alicia Thompson. This cover is so cute, and this is the reason I picked it up. I picked this up last year and I still haven't got around to it. Then we have The Griffin Sisters' Greatest Hits by Jennifer Weiner. This was the book I picked for least looking forward to last month, just because I feel like anytime I read about music in books, like any type of band or singer or anything, I just don't like the book. I don't know why. But this is an arc I won in a giveaway through Goodreads, so I have it on my TBR. And then the last one is The Wedding People. I am actually really looking forward to this one. I just never got around to it, and honestly this kind of gives me September-ish vibes, so maybe I'll get it on my TBR next month. But I think this time I'm gonna go with The Art of Catching Feelings by Alicia Thompson. So it is about this girl named Daphne Brink who doesn't follow baseball, but she's watching the American Snooze Fest, certainly because it certainly beats sitting at home in the days after she signs her divorce papers. After one too many ballpark beers, she heckles a Carolina Battery player, Chris Kelper, who quickly proves there might actually be a little crying in baseball. Horrified, Daphne reaches out to Chris on social media to apologize, but forgets to identify herself as the heckler in her message. Chris doesn't usually respond to random fans on social media, but he's grieving and fragile after an emotionally turbulent few months when a DM from Ducky catches his eye. He impulsively messages back. Ducky is sweet, she's funny, and seems to understand him in the way nobody else does. And Daphne isn't sure how much longer she can keep lying to Chris, especially after she starts working with him and his team in real life. And as their feelings for each other deepen, when he finds out the truth, will it be 3 strikes she's out? That sounds fun. Okay, so let's quickly review the books on the TBR for this month. So starting out, we have Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton, The Art of Catching Feelings by Alicia Thompson, Throne of Secrets by Carrie Maniscalco, Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson, Jackpot Summer by Alyssa Friedland, An Ember in the Ashes by Sahaba Tahir, and House of Sky and Breath by Sarah J. Maas. Half of House and Sky and Breath. Thank you guys so much for watching this. If you stuck all the way through, this was so fun. I cannot wait to read these. Stick around for more reading vlogs and fun reading videos coming up in the next coming weeks. I'm going to try and get better about posting. If you guys have any suggestions or any ideas or want to talk about any of the books, spoiler free, of course, feel free to drop it in the comments. Have a great day.